Every engine, truck, or squad should have a 4-gas meter on it, and right now what is issued to these units is the ITX meter. Every fire station should have a 1 canister of bump gas that is supposed to be part of your morning checkout to do a bump test on the meter. So I'm going to walk you through the bump test process. First, with the ITX meter, you're going to hit the on-off mode button until you hear a beep. That'll turn on the meter. So the first thing that you should notice when you turn on the meter is that you have 4 sensors. You have a CO sensor, H2S sensor, an O2 sensor, and the LAL sensor. All right, you're going to attach it to the pump. And you're going to attach the hose from the bump gas cylinder onto the meter. And what you're testing for is that, number 1, you have lights, you have sound, and if you notice each of the sensors, once they are above their alarm limit values, will start to blink. And that's how you know you have a positive bump test. And you just remove the gas from the meter and let it clear out. And you want to let the meter run for several minutes after you do this bump test. So let the whole meter clear out and just let it sit and run with the pump running. That's how you know you have a positive bump test. They should all go back, all the sensors should go back to 0, and you should have 20.9 showing for your oxygen sensor. Part of the test also is you want to test your pump as part of the bump test process. So to test the pump, you just put your finger over the pump, and you're going to see a fault light come on the pump itself, and then the meter will blink. All right, that signifies that your pump is working. So you can't hear the pump working anymore, and you'll see the fault, the red fault flashing. Okay. And you'll see pump flashing on the screen. That's how.
I'm recording now. It doesn't matter anymore.
Okay, so now you get on the scene. One of the first things you want to do is actually zero the meter. To do so, you can, while you're going down the road, you can certainly turn on the meter. But when you go to zero it, you should wait until you get out of the apparatus and into clean air. So you're away from the exhaust pipe, you're not in the cab of the engine or truck or squad, and you're away from the building that you're going to sample. So you'll be in clean air. You're going to hit with the pump on also, you're going to hit the mode button until you get to the screen that says 0 sensors. Press E to 0. I'm going to push E, and you're going to see a screen that pops up that says 0 sensors. So you're going to see a screen come up that says O2 cal. What that's doing is it's calibrating the oxygen sensor. You don't need a canister of gas to calibrate the oxygen sensor. It does that for you. Then you're going to see after it calibrates oxygen sensor, you're going to come to this screen and it's going to show all 4 sensors with pass. If any one of them says fail, then it's a bad sensor, and I would not recommend using that meter. I'd grab another meter or call for another company for another meter.
Now arrived on the scene of the call, you've already calibrated and zeroed out your meter. Okay, you're getting ready to enter the structure. Take us from there.
Okay, so when you enter the structure, you want to start on the main screen. And by the main screen, I mean the screen that's showing all 4 sensors on it.
Okay, continue.
Okay, so you walk throughout this. If you walk throughout the structure, you have a smell, but you're unable to pick up any readings on the LAL sensor. You're still showing 0.
Gotcha.
Now you can switch to the PPM mode.
So let's go ahead and do that.
Which is also can be referred to as the sniffer mode. So you're going to hit the mode button. All right, and you're going to be on the PPM EXP screen. So now that's reading, it's now changed from the percentage of gas to the parts per million. So you never start in the ppm mode when you're first walking into a building. You want to start off in the main screen mode. If you have the strong odor and no readings, then you can switch over to the ppm mode, the sniffer mode. That reads in parts per million. It goes in 50 ppm, 50 ppm increments. And so you can use this to sort of pinpoint low-level sources.
Okay, so the first question will be, how do you know when you've gotten to 1% LEL in the parts per million mode?
Okay, so if you run the numbers in the way that our meters are set up, approximately 500 ppm would equate to 1% LEL on our meter. Okay, so if I'm using this and I get 50, and then I see the numbers change to 100, then I see it change to 200, then I kind of know that I'm walking in the right path to find finding the source.
Gotcha.
So the numbers go up as you get closer to the source. You're going to move back to the main screen.
Okay, and now you have the LEL at what percentage now before you start having the red alert going off in your head?
So if the LEL reading gets above 10%, then you really need to start thinking about changing the atmosphere in the structure, evacuating the building, and then calling for additional help. Resources are a must. Washing and gas, you're going to think about if it's only you on one unit, then you definitely want to get some more meters into the building. Yeah.
Okay, so you have you've gone into parts per million mode, and you're trying to isolate the where the leak's coming from. So give me a demonstration of how they should be using it when you're using it against like pipes and so forth.
Yeah, so ppm is used to try to find low-level leaks. So we'll pretend this is a gas line. So as you're in ppm mode, you're going to slowly move the meter along the gas line, making sure to check fittings, knuckles, and anywhere along the pipeline, real slow. And if you start seeing the numbers jump higher and higher, then there's a good chance that you have actually come across the source.
How long does it take the meter to really get a good register?
So it only samples a small bit of air at a time, so it's going to take some time. So you want to move in a very slow fashion, so not too quick, just kind of slowly checking it.
Okay. Let's say you wanted to go above and beyond, and you think you've identified the leak in ppm mode. What's something you could do?
Yeah, so another good idea is to get some soapy water. So either get some from the homeowner, or another good idea of what we've used in the past is the soap bottle from the Sawzall blade that we use for the Sawzall blade.
And what are you doing with that?
You can actually spray the soapy water onto the line, and if you see bubbles form, then that's
probably where the leak is.
That's probably where the leak's coming from.
Okay. Let's say you've identified the leak somewhere along that pipe, or appliance, or whatever, or just give us some hypotheticals.
Okay, so you found the leak. Let's say it's to a oven. You're going to try to find a valve that isolates that valve, or that isolates that pipe that's going straight to the oven. Most of your new homes, you will come across a valve where you can actually do that. If you can't find a valve to it, then you should shut off the main on the outside of the house. And then you always want to make sure that you contact Washington Gas so that they can come out and verify your work.
Okay. What do you do once you're in waiting mood for Washington Gas? What are some things that you would do?
So you can make sure that you ventilate the structure, and then after you get done ventilating the structure, then you want to go back through the house with your 4-gas meter to make sure that you don't have any more readings as you're waiting for Washington Gas to come on scene.